Welcome back to College Education Department. I am Ramamurthy, Assistant Professor in Commerce, Government Pashkar College, Bedanadi, Madagiri Taluk. So, you can study business law under session 6th, lawful objectives and writing and registration. So, we can recall what are the registration means banking and insurance of the second semester of BBM, under which you can writing an agreement of the insurance especially and also banking. So you can learn for this unit especially you can know the important law of the business and also the you can familiar to the what are the problem existing in the business. So we can learn especially this session to understand the problem existing in the real contract and how to solve in the contract. Lawful objective. Section 23 of the Indian Contract Act clearly states that the consideration and or objective of contract or considered lawful consideration and or object unless they are first one specifically forbidden by law. When the objective of a contract or a consideration of a contract is prohibited by law, then they are not lawful consideration or objective of any more. Then they become unlawful in nature and so such a contract cannot be valid anymore. A consideration or objective defeats the provision of the law. This means if the contract is trying to defeat the intention of the law, fraudulent consideration or object. Lawful consideration or objective can never be fraudulent. Agreement enter into containing unlawful fraudulent consideration or objective are valid by nature. Defeats any rules in effect. If the consideration or the objective against any rules in the effect in the country for the time being, then they will not be a lawful consideration or objective, and so the contract thus formed will not be valid. When they involve injury to another person or property. In legally terms, any injury means to a criminal and harmful wrong done to any other person. So, if the objective or consideration of the contract does harm to another person or property, this will amount to unlawful consideration. Sixth, when consideration is immoral, if the objective or the consideration are regarded by the court as immoral, then such objective and consideration are immoral. Take for example, A promised to pay B rupees 5,000 if B beats C. The agreement is illegal as its objective is unlawful. A, B and C enter into an agreement for division among them of gain acquired or to be acquired by them by fraud. The agreement is void as its objective is unlawful. Writing and registration. Oral agreement is a valid contract. However, the contract must be written and registered if so required by any law. For example, gift, mortgage, sale, lease under the Transport Property Act 1882 Memorandum and Articles of Association of a company under the Indian Companies Act. Contracts under subsection 10 and 3. Section 25 of the Indian Contract Act. The document specified under the Section 17 of Indian Registration Act 1908 are required to be registered. No particular form of writing is required to constitute a contract. Intention of the parties to enter into particular contract and give to effect to it must be manifest in it order to constitute a valid contract. Take for example, A promise for no consideration to give to B rupees 1000. This is a valid agreement. A for natural love and affection promise to give his son for B rupees 1000. A puts his promise to B into writing and registration. This is a contract. A find B's purse and give to him. B promise to give rupees 50. This is a contract. A supports B infant son. B promise to pay A expenses in so doing. This is contract. Take another example. A owes A B rupees 1000, but the debt is paid by the Limitation Act. A signed written promise to pay B rupees 500 on account of the debt. This is a contract. A agrees to sell a horse worth rupees 1000 for rupees 10. A's consent to be agreement was freely given. The agreement is a contract notwithstanding the inadequacy of the consideration. So we can further in details go through the Google and also business law K. Ramachandra, B. Chandrasekhar and Chandrakant, and also business law B.S. Raman. And also multiple choice question under which consideration objective of an agreement is unlawful if it is given the four objective answer. We can select which one is best or also write the answer. An agreement is valid if the court consider it as give the four multiple choice. You can select best or correct one. In the following question, agreement is valid because it is given four answer and choose correct one. Consideration and objective of an agreement is unlawful if it is given four answer and select one. An agreement for the improper promotion of litigation is given the four answer and select correct answer. Which of the following agreement are valid? Given the four answer and correct one. Section dash of the Indian Contract Act deals with agreement in restraint of trade. Give the four, select correct one. The agreement to be correct monopoly is given the four, select correct one. Any agreement not to enforce any legal remedy or enforce the right is given the four answer, select correct one. Uncertain agreement is given the four answers, correct, which is one. Okay, thank you, students.